teeth at the logs. Watching, he's a little bit reluctant to listen to Victoria. He's quite dippy with his head. He's fighting her instructions, not totally listening to her. Coming up now to the coffin, which has caused a bit of trouble. She looks to me like she's going to go the slower, safer route. And no way, does he say. A little bit, again, trouble of communication there. He's not totally listening to her. She maybe cut the corner a little fine. So now she comes into the really easy, although very roundabout, rather fiddly route. At least you can get your horse through the fence this way, but it's not wholly comfortable. It doesn't flow.
A Victoria Latter, 20 penalties there for that refusal, and of course using up valuable time.
Anyone on the track through there that can just...
Quite a tricky little fence, only looks nothing, but there's a drop the other side, and it could just cause a stop or two, that fence. Very, very big fence, this. It doesn't again look too much, but you walk up to that, you certainly can't see over the top. Andrew and Kiwi. The Billabong, that's the route I would like to have taken. A nice way through on the right there, no water. If you go on the left, the quicker way, you've got to get through some water as well. Lining up for the logs. It's a big log, this is 4 foot. But yes, he is doing a big one. Quite a drop, and then on to the chicana.
Andrew's a farmer from New South Wales, made such a big impression when he first went to England 10 years ago.
And he's coming up to the coffin again, like Vicky Latter, the slow, safe route.
And another refusal.
I have to say, if I'd done that, I would have blamed myself. Andrew just angled that rail a little bit too much and gave Kiwi a little bit too much of a problem. But he's quickly round to the other way, but he will hate himself for that, because he's probably just lost the Melbourne International horse trials.
20 points for that refusal for Andrew Hoy there. It's quite well behind the clock too at this stage of the course, so the time penalties are going to be mounting up against him.
Yes, there haven't been too many fast rounds. I don't think it's going to be possible to get the time on this course. Even though it's flat, it's very twisty around the trees and the ropes and the people. Makes nothing of that big hedge and ditch, and here he is. He's finished.
Quite disappointed, I think.
Very disappointed. The horse looks pretty happy, just puffing a bit.
Ian Stark, Foxy 5 from Scotland.
Young horses, only 8 years old. He was worried about this course. It was big, and the horse's last outing, he was frightened a little bit. But that was no problem. 2 short strides in between both elements. Now, how will he think about this water if he's not wholly confident? I'd say he was wholly confident. I think Ian, like he does so many of his horses, has inspired this one with his own special brand of get up and go.
Ian was in the British World Championship winning team here at Gawler in 1986, twice winner at badminton.
Coming up now for the drop to the parallel angles, 1, 2, 3 very long strides and a stretch over an oxer with a big drop. Another bold piece of riding from Ian.
This is Angela Nippers from Victoria riding Mighty Express, and Lucinda, you look a bit green with envy.
Yes, I'm very partial to this horse. He's a lovely horse, a thoroughbred but with a sensible head and his shoulders. She's only 18, Angela. She's done well to find such a lovely horse so early in her career. Coming down now to fence 8. What's she going to do? Is she going to go for 2 strides? She looks like she's revving up a bit. Yes, I think she was half going for 1 and 1, but the horse thought better and put in 2. And whatever happened, he kept her safe. That was the most important thing. Into the water, she's having to ride him. And she's just leaning up a little bit up his neck as he lands. That sort of thing happens. The horse lands in water, all motion can cease suddenly. You need to lean back. And down the slide.
Very steep slope. She's taking it quite quickly there. Angela in 19th position coming into the cross country. We rejoin Ian Stark at Bill's Billabong.
Taking the slightly slower route through, but I don't think much slower. The faster route on the left has water in it, which makes it a lot more complicated for the horse.
Ian, we mentioned back-to-back winner at badminton. We should also mention, I guess, in 1988 he finished first and second, quite remarkable in the competition on his two horses.
Yes, and this probably is his fourth or fifth string horse, and he's out here looking every inch a winner. Coming up to the coffin. I didn't want to go straight through. This is only a young horse. He's going to try and do the right-hand side. We've just seen two stop. Oh, what athleticism that horse. He just wasn't going to give up until he'd finished with that fence.
Pat down the neck of congratulation from Ian Stark. Good effort.
You do feel grateful, do they, when they get you out of a problem like that?
Ian in second place, remember, at the end of the dressage test, so he's really riding to head the competition here. We've had confirmation, by the way, Andrew Scott did jump a clear round, very few time penalties, so he is the likely leader at this stage.
Yes, Ian went slow early on in the course, but he's cracking a good pace this last half. Oh, look at that. That's a very tricky fence late in the course for horses that may be tiring.
Clear round. And very few time penalties. He's only going to be just over the optimum time of 11 minutes for the course. Ian Stark's going to be very happy with this. It's going to put him right up with Andrew Scott. Well, quite an exhausting ride, but you can see how happy he is.
Yeah, that's how you feel. Eternally grateful that the horse has got you round what was a very tough course out here in Melbourne.
This is Mighty Express again with Angela Nippers.
What a horse. Look at his ears, always pricked, always keen, always saying, where do you want me to go next? She's having to ride him though, she's having to sit down and ride him. He's careful, he's not too sure he wants to go in some of the places.
Angela finished fourth here at Werribee last year and fifth at Gawler. So for a young lady, she's done very well in strong competition.
Coming now to the three logs on the turn. Will she take the big downhill log or just nip off to her left? And she's nipping the big downhill one for her and straight on to the chicane. It's a few seconds quicker that way than nipping to the left and taking a smaller log. And to the coffin. Already been the downfall of several major competitors, but not Angela Mighty Express. Beautifully ridden and beautifully jumped.
At the start, competitor 34, Gordon Bishop. He's from New South Wales. Ivanhoe Bandit, a 13-year-old.
Setting off at a cracking pace. A little bit surprising to a horse that first fence with the roof over their heads. They almost duck, and he very nearly slipped on the corner like one of the early competitors did. Coming down to fence 8. Is he going to go on 2? Oh, my goodness, he went on 1.5 and got away with it. Lucky was he.
Gordon's another young rider that's putting in plenty of time at the Equestrian Centre at Lochinvar in New South Wales, and you can see the Heath Ryan influence coming out in him.
Oh, goodness me. The whole thing's just a bit too lucky, and there, well, he was lucky because he managed to stay on the causeway somehow. He's not going to leave the saddle too quickly, this guy. Angela Nippers and Mighty Express into the big hedge and ditch. Nearly home now.
Oh, no, she's down. Oh, goodness, we've had a couple of bad falls here. She's okay. The horse half rolled on her. She's clutching her hip.
Well, should be properly winded, I should think, by that figure. He looks a bit worried, too. Takes a whole stride too early and just cannot maintain his balance when he lands. I don't think he's hurt her. Not that it would be too comfortable having him on top of you, but I think it was a soft part of him that was on her.
Well, she's going on with the job.
Brave girl.
Yes, Angela seems to be okay, and we're pleased to be able to report the same for most of the riders we've seen fall as Angela comes up on this difficult fence towards the end of the course. Julia Gibson, though, has been taken to hospital with a compressed vertebrae and pinched nerve. Well, Angela struggles on to the finish, and the last few riders now preparing to take the plunge in the cross-country at the Melbourne International 3-day horse trials.